Welcome to Biblical Insight. I've been thinking lately about the quiet struggles people carry, the ones you can't see. There's a particular kind of exhaustion that settles in when you've been waiting for a long, long time. It's a weariness that goes deeper than physical tiredness. It's a fatigue of the soul. We're going to talk about that today, what I call faith fatigue. This isn't a sign of failure or a lack of belief. It's the deeply human experience of getting worn out while waiting on God. It's the ache that comes from standing, praying, and believing for months, years, or even decades, wondering when the answer will arrive. Today, we're going to explore the art of holding on, navigating faith fatigue with hope and purpose. So I invite you to take a moment, right where you are. Let your guard down, be honest with yourself, and let's have a conversation about this quiet struggle. Because understanding it is the first step toward overcoming it. Before we can find a solution, we have to be completely honest about the problem. One of the most strategic things you can do when your faith feels shaky is to tell God exactly how you feel. He is not afraid of your doubts, your frustrations, or your exhaustion. In fact, he demands that kind of raw honesty. In the book of Mark, chapter 9, we find a powerful story that perfectly illustrates this. A father, desperate and worn down, brings his son to Jesus. This boy has been tormented by a spirit since childhood, a condition that has thrown him into fire and water, threatening his life over and over. Imagine the years of suffering, the sleepless nights, the constant fear this father has endured. He tells Jesus he had asked the disciples for help, but they couldn't do anything. After all that time, after all those disappointments, his faith is hanging by a thread. He looks at Jesus and says, "But if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us." When Jesus assures him that everything is possible for the one who believes, the Father's heart breaks open, and he cries out with a statement that echoes through the centuries. "I do believe. Help my unbelief." This is the perfect picture of faith fatigue. This wasn't a man without faith. He had enough faith to seek out Jesus, but his faith was exhausted from a long, hard battle. His cry was a confession of both his belief and his weariness. He was essentially saying, "Lord, I'm holding on, but my grip is slipping. Strengthen me so I can trust you fully." God honors this kind of honesty. Why? Because God hates dishonesty, and he knows your thoughts anyway. You may as well go ahead and express them openly. He already knows you're frustrated. He knows you feel like you're losing faith. Being radically honest isn't just helpful. It's a matter of integrity before him. It is from this place of vulnerable honesty that we can begin to understand that the delay we are experiencing might have a hidden, divine purpose. But here's where it gets real, and it's something most people miss. What if the waiting isn't just about you holding on, but about God working on you? When the waiting stretches on, it's easy to feel like God has forgotten you or is punishing you. But understanding why God often makes us wait can transform our perspective from one of punishment to one of preparation. The first principle to grasp is that big work takes big time. God doesn't rush significant things. Just as you can't build a skyscraper overnight, God often uses seasons of waiting to grow our character and expand our capacity. He is developing our faith muscles so that we can handle the very blessing we are asking for. A great blessing given too early can become a crushing weight. This leads to a counterintuitive but crucial idea. Sometimes God is waiting on you. While you think you're waiting for him to act, he may be waiting for you to mature enough to be trusted. God is looking for people he can trust with blessings, so they don't get the big head and start walking around with pride. He knows that receiving the promotion, the ministry, or the relationship without the humility to steward it for His glory is a recipe for disaster. Perhaps He's using this time to help you bridle your tongue or die to self, so that the blessing serves His purpose, not your pride. This is why waiting is ultimately an active expression of trust. As one person put it, waiting is spelled T-R-U-S-T. There is a vast difference between impatient, anxious waiting, which is filled with pacing and complaining, and patient waiting, which rests in God's character. Patient waiting isn't passive. It's a confident stillness born from trusting Him completely. This brings us to a final, critical distinction. We are not called to wait for the thing, the promotion, the relationship, the healing, the financial breakthrough. We are called to wait for the Lord. When our focus is on the thing, we become fatigued and anxious. But when our focus is on the Lord, He strengthens our heart. You don't want the blessing without the wisdom of the giver. He knows how to manage it, and He is preparing you to do the same. Understanding the purpose behind the wait equips our minds, but we also need practical ways to endure it when our hearts are tired. So if that's the why, the next question is how? How do you actually live this out when you feel like you have nothing left in the tank? Navigating a long season of waiting requires more than just willpower. It requires spiritual disciplines that anchor your soul. These aren't formulas for a quick fix, but practical anchors to hold on to when the storm of waiting is intense. Bookend your day. Refuse to let the regrets of yesterday or the anxieties of tomorrow corrupt the gift of today. Each day is a new opportunity to see God at work. The scripture says, "This is the day that the Lord has made." Start and end your day by intentionally focusing on what God is doing right now. Don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. As Jesus taught in Matthew 6:34, God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. Your focus is today. 2. Be led, not driven. Fatigue often comes from being driven, pushed to the point of weariness by demonic forces of pressure, perfectionism, addiction, and anxiety. The devil drives you from behind. He pushes you to the point of weariness. In contrast, God leads you. He gets in front of you, and His calling is a gentle pull, inviting you forward with purpose and excitement. A calling pulls you out of bed. Being driven pushes you to burnout. Ask yourself, am I being led by His voice, or am I being driven by my fears? 3. Embrace rest as a strategy. Fatigue is what happens when what is poured out exceeds what's poured in. You cannot run on an empty tank indefinitely. Rest is not laziness, it is the fuel of resilience. Burnout is inevitable when your fuel source runs out. You must manage your energy as intentionally as you manage your time or your money. By resting in the Lord, you allow Him to restore and refuel your spirit for the journey ahead. 4. Know the warning signs. Severe fatigue doesn't appear overnight. It sends out warning signals. Learning to recognize them in yourself is a form of spiritual and emotional intelligence. Here are 5 signs to watch for. Patience thins. You become easily irritable and short-tempered. Gratitude dims. You stop noticing the good things and find problems with every solution. Small problems feel big. Minor inconveniences feel like major crises. Perspective shrinks. Your judgment becomes skewed, and you lose sight of the bigger picture. Attitude stinks. You become unkind, negative, and difficult to be around. When you notice these signs, it's not a moment for self-criticism. It's a clear signal to pause, rest, and reconnect with God. These anchors help you stand firm. But for the moments when the fight feels overwhelming, you have been given an even greater source of strength. Listen closely, because this is the game changer. When your feelings fail you and your strength is gone, you have been given a weapon you might not even realize you have. In the spiritual battle that accompanies waiting, God's prophetic promises are not just words of encouragement. They are divine weapons. They are specifically designed for spiritual warfare and are essential for winning the fight when circumstances look bleak. A promise from God is so powerful because where there is no hope in the future, there is no power in the present. A specific promise about your future provides the hope necessary to empower your faith today. It gives you something concrete to hold on to when everything around you is shaking. Furthermore, a prophetic promise is the very foundation of faith, because you cannot exercise faith in an area where the will of God is not known. A promise, whether from Scripture or a personal word God has given you, removes all doubt about God's will for your situation. Without this certainty, prayer is wishful thinking, but with it, prayer becomes a confident declaration of a known future, a legal, spiritual claim. The Apostle Paul understood this when he told his spiritual son Timothy to use your prophecies as weapons as he waged spiritual warfare. 1 Timothy 1:18-19. This is an active command. You are to fight back against doubt, fear, and the lies of the enemy. When your mind says it's impossible, you hit it with the promise. When the devil says you're too old, too broken, or too far behind, you hit him with the promise. We must also remember that a delay does not mean a denial. In the book of Daniel, the prophet prayed for 21 days before an angel appeared. The angel told him, "I came the first day that you prayed," but he had been held up by spiritual warfare. Your answer may be in transit, already released from heaven, but contending with opposition. Have you ever checked the status of your order and it's in transit? This is why you must stand on the promise and continue to fight with it. Ultimately, your hope does not rest in the expected outcome. It rests in the faithful character of the one who promised. He is not a man that he should lie. If he said it, he will do it. Thank you for taking the time to walk through this difficult but vital topic with me. I am grateful for your honesty and your willingness to confront the reality of faith fatigue. Here is the central truth I want you to carry with you. When you are tired of waiting and your faith feels worn thin, hold on to the prophetic promises of God as your weapon and your anchor. Your hope is not in the thing you are waiting for. Your hope is in Him. For today, I want to give you one simple, powerful action to take. Identify one promise God has given you. It could be a verse from the Bible that has sustained you, or a specific word He spoke to your heart. Write it down. Put it where you can see it. For the rest of this day, fix your heart on that one truth. And finally, if this conversation has resonated with you, think of one person you know who is struggling with weariness in their own season of waiting. Share this message with them. You never know how much they might need to hear that they are not alone. Stay connected. There is more to explore, and we will walk this path together. Hold on to what's true, because He is holding on to you.